3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, October 21st, 2018. I hope everybody's doing well. Less than a year away from Litecoin halving. To preface this video, a lot of people on Twitter and YouTube have been asking me to do a video on the halving and also my thoughts. And I'll just say that I don't know how I feel about whether or not the halving is going to have a dramatic increase or impact on price. And I say that for a couple reasons. Number one, I say it because if you look at the last halving, it was kind of a disappointment in terms of what it did for price. A lot of people expecting something entirely different than what happened. And I just want to make sure that that doesn't happen again, where people are just really excited about this and then nothing happens. And then number two, I think there are more influential things happening this time around. And so that's not to say that it might not impact price positively. However, I think there are way more influential things at hand right now, especially given this last year that we had. So something to keep in mind, but exciting nonetheless, and something I would like to go over. So let's check it out. First, for context to this video, we can see Litecoin number 7 on CoinMarketCap, right around 58, almost 59 million circulating supply. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's really dig into the halving. What is it, right? I know maybe there's a lot of you out there that aren't really too familiar with it. So first off, there are 289 days left until the halving, and there is a great video by Franklin from the Litecoin Foundation talking about this. It's a few minutes long. I'll put the link in the description if you want to go check that out. But let's look at it. What is the halving? And then we'll talk about that in relation to price, because I know a lot of you are thinking about that. Maybe leading up to this, price is going to go crazy. Let's talk about that too. But first, halving is a term among common among cryptocurrency miners. The process sees the reduction of mining rewards of cryptocurrency slashed by 50%. Litecoin, which runs on the same base code as Bitcoin, halves its mining rewards every 4 years. The next halving of the Litecoin network is expected to take place on August 5th, 2019. Below are the statistics miners need to keep in mind before the next halving. And there are some stats. So details of the first Litecoin halving back in 2015. Let's check that out real quick. The first ever Litecoin halving took place on August 25th, 2015, when the network reached 840,000 blocks, which takes roughly 4 years to reach. When Litecoin reached 840,000 blocks, Litecoin halved its rewards for mining blocks and began rewarding miners 25 coins rather than the original 50 coins for solving a block. So it went from 50 coin reward, halved it down to 25 coins. So you can guess what's going to happen in the next halving from 25 coins. So it continues on. There were a lot of concerns about the first halving, as it did not bring any remarkable rise in the value of Litecoin. However, Litecoin lived through the much dreaded mining process, experiencing more growth in the long run than it did before the halving took place. And real quick, you can look at the chart that summer leading up to the halving. You can see a really, really solid increase in Litecoin. Interestingly, it was at the end of the bear market that we've been covering so much that happened in 2014 to 2015. So that's really interesting. Beings were in this bear market right now leading into the next halving. So the article continues. Reason for the Litecoin halving. Although the income of miners falls by 50% whenever it happens, the inflation of the cryptocurrency from the time of the last halving to the next should balance out, in theory at least. When Litecoin last halved its blocks rewards, one Litecoin was equal to $3. As at this time of this writing, the same coin is valued at around $65. So you can see that whole point of inflation, it does work itself out, at least as of right now. Some analysts have predicted that Litecoin would record significant growth after it halves its block rewards again, while others see the coin declining. However, there is no cutout way to actually predict what will happen after Litecoin halves its block in 2019, but we know that Litecoin will continue to be used after the process. I mean, that actually kind of answers the question. We know that Litecoin will continue to be used after the process. So what's more important, the halving happening in terms of the success, the price rising in Litecoin, or just the fact that before and after the halving, Litecoin will be continued to be used and adopted in the mainstream, in this global economy that we live in. So let's look at this. Let's talk price for just a second. So you can see what we just talked about, the last halving back in August 25th, 2015, I believe it was, right where this line is, right? That's the 2015 halving. You can see after actually it happened, there was really no significant move, right? It's not like the halving happened and all of a sudden we're like making awesome gains. And I want to just record that and put it out there because I think many are expecting something like that. Interestingly enough, before the halving, we actually did see some nice gains, and you can see I'll expand the chart a little bit so we can get a better view of this. And whether or not it has to do with the halving or not is up for debate. But you can see, I guess, from this week right towards mid-May into the summer, we saw pretty nice gains, right? Even we wicked up that 1 week, almost 500%. We came back down, and then by the halving, actually, we were only up around 100%. So it fluctuated. Litecoin fluctuated that summer of the halving 500%, and then it consolidated right around 100%. So you can see nothing really impressive going on really around that halving, right? In terms of, I think, what a lot of people out there are expecting. So I thought it's important we record that and we just look at that historical data because this was the first halving. So moving on to where we are now, and it's crazy to look at the similarities, right? If we make this chart a little smaller again. So we have this whole bear market that happened 2014, 2015, and then into the halving, right? And then this was like the beginning of the next increase for Litecoin, right? We consolidated a lot. We had some nice runs up or run ups, and then we took off. So same thing. Interestingly enough, leading into this next 2019 halving, we have this bear market that we've been in. The question is, are we going to see the same type of sideways trading, right, that we saw in that at the end of that last bear market? We saw it, and here we are. So if you want to just for context say, hey, we're in September right now, or October, sorry, and then we just really traded in this bottom channel for the whole year into the summer. Would something like that happen again leading into the next halving? My answer is I do not think so. It could, but I do not think so. And the reason is because what is happening in the space right now compared to back here in this market is you and I are here, meaning a lot more people are here. And probably more powerfully, a lot more institutional money is here. A lot more institutional money is waiting on the sidelines. Things like Backed are getting ready to launch. We have all these EFT stuff happening. And that just scratches the surface of what's happening right now in the space. It's a way different environment now. So in terms of trading just kind of flat and sideways up until 2019 halving or even just a little bit before, I don't think we're going to get like the same type of move. You can't just look at that last, this whole last move that happened going into that and say, hey, we're going to get the same thing because times are different. Things are happening a little quicker right now. So I think 100% gains can happen quicker, actually. And they come out of nowhere, right? And same thing with losses. 50% losses can happen very quickly. We can be at $25 very quickly to kind of end this bear market. So, and I'm saying all this, I'm trying to illustrate the volatility of the market right now with my words, which is to say nobody knows what's going to happen. However, there are two very important points, and we touched on these. Number one, the 2019 halving is good for Litecoin. It's healthy for Litecoin. Not to mention, we're not at $3 anymore as we were with the last one, right? So that worked out well. And then secondly, more powerfully, more importantly, the time is different. And there are more, as I said earlier in the video, there are way more influential things happening in the market that are going to move Litecoin up in comparison to just the halving. So the halving is cool. It's exciting to track. It's fun to see the countdown, to see what happens. Maybe something awesome will happen because of it. I'm not saying it's not going to, but what I am saying is there are way more things happening right now that we can be excited about and even more excited about in terms of Litecoin price going up, Bitcoin price going up, and us being successful in our investments as little mini venture capitalists, as I like to say. So those are my thoughts on the halving. That's what the halving is, if you didn't know. And let me know your thoughts. I didn't want to make this a really drawn out video. The halving is actually pretty simple on the surface. So let me know your thoughts. Do you think the halving is going to move price? I'm curious to know what you think. Thank you so much for coming by. I will see you in the next video, and God bless.